everybody, it's your boy, Quiet Riot, here with another great and fascinating podcast for you. Today, I'm going to talk about substitute teaching. Got my beer here in one hand, which it's almost gone. Don't worry, I'm sober. I'm very clear-minded. And then I have my clock over here. It's going to tell me how much time I got. I just set that over here, try to keep an eye on it. Yeah, I've been substitute teaching for going on a year and 3 months now. And you know what? Before I started doing this, did I have a clue as to whether I could spend the whole day with children and babysitting and trying to motivate them, following lesson plan, teaching? I mean, look, I thought I'd be okay in the teaching department, following lesson plans, all that. I'm an intelligent guy. I got a college degree, but more importantly, I come from a family of public school teachers. My mom taught first grade for 35 years, and she retired about 5 years ago now. And I got several aunts that taught, an uncle that still teaches down in Tennessee. I have a cousin that teaches middle school English in Muncie, actually. And so, was I worried about the teaching part of it? Not as much. I think what I was concerned about when I first started substitute teaching is, would I have enough patience to be able to put up with these kids' crap, all day? And it turns out the answer is, yeah, I do. I have a lot more patience than what I realized. And I have more patience, and I'm more deliberative, I think, when I'm in a classroom with kids and dealing with students than I am with adults out in the real world. I don't know why that is, but I think some of it is the teaching that's in my blood a little bit. Because like I said, I got all these teachers in my family. But, I won't soon forget, but my dad is really big into bicycling. And in October, or a year and a half ago, like right before I started subbing, I went on a long, 37-mile bike ride with him down around the Peru, Marion area. There's a big trail out in the country there. I don't remember what the trail is off the top of my head, but anyway, it's the longest bike ride I ever went on, and I just went on my crappy used bike that I bought in somebody's front yard because I had a really nice, hybrid Trek bicycle. I lived in Indianapolis and used to ride on the Monon Trail all the time, but unfortunately, somebody stole that out of my apartment parking garage before I left Indy. So anyway, I was surprised that this bike made it 37 miles, but I rode with my dad and some of these older guys he's in this bicycling club with. And there was a man who I actually rode most of the time with, who's a retired school teacher, and I asked him for some advice because I was just getting ready to start substitute teaching. And one thing that he told me that has always stuck with me, and something I would suggest to anyone who's ever going to step foot in the classroom, whether you're working as a substitute teacher and you're in between jobs, or whether you're looking to be a full-time teacher and do it your whole life, or whatever the case may be, he told me to always keep your composure. That if a kid irritates you, that if they're trying to get under your skin, to never show that, and to never let them know that you're getting irritated or that you're angry. And he said, just kind of smile if they get on your nerves, and take a deep breath, keep your composure, take everything in stride, and you definitely have to roll with the punches when you're teaching. But anyway, I've always remembered that he told me that, and that was a very great bit of advice. And for the most part, I'm able to keep my composure and stay calm throughout the day. Almost, sometimes I think maybe a little bit too much, because sometimes I think maybe I'm a little too relaxed with the kids. I mean, I'm firm with them, but I don't take a lot of crap either. But at the same time, I don't usually get mad and yell that much. I usually keep my voice at a pretty good level. I'll raise my voice sometimes, but I don't let them get to me that much. And the fact that I'm a gypsy and I'm working in all these different schools, I work for 2 different school corporations in a total of 9 different buildings. There's a few schools I work in more regularly than others, you know, where more of the kids know me and I know them. I have a very hard time remembering names, but it seems like people remember me. I do remember faces pretty well, though. Stories and interesting things I'd like to share with you. I'm not going to take a lot of time with this, but yeah, I've people are probably wondering, have you broke up a fight? And yes, I've had to break up a couple of fights, or what you'd consider near fighting type of thing. I actually was in a classroom at the middle school one day where a girl, I kid you not, shit, there goes my beer. But anyway, I kid you not, she raised her textbook above her head like this, and she was fighting with this boy, and she was acting like she was going to hit him over the head with her textbook. So, guess what I had to do? Well, of course, I had to be the official referee, and I had to get in between them and literally stand between this girl and the boy. And, you know, if she had ended up hitting that boy with the book, that probably would have been the end of my teaching career right there. But anyway, she actually has a learning or emotional disability, one of the two. So anyway, I was able to calm her down and get her sent off to the office. Have I had people say sarcastic things or mouth off to me? Oh yeah, I mean, that happens fairly regularly. Most of the kids are respectful. Middle school is definitely the toughest level, the toughest of the three. You know, out of elementary, middle, and high school. Middle school, I think 6th, 7th, 8th grade, but definitely the toughest level. In my opinion, 6th and 7th grade are more difficult. Kindergarten and 1st grade also more difficult. I don't know how my mom taught 1st grade for 35 years. God rest her. God bless her. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I know I couldn't teach the really young levels on a full-time basis because they're just hard to keep up with. It takes a lot of energy. I like teaching at the elementary school level, but I actually think that I've related with the high school kids better than anyone for whatever reason. Yeah, I have kids. They ask me all kinds of questions. You know, are you married? Where do you live? One kid was wanting to add me on Facebook one day. You know, they ask you a lot of stuff, and so that's fine. But they're just curious. You know, kids are curious. They want to know about their teachers, and that's, I don't have a problem with that. More than anything, out of substitute teaching, I think what I enjoy is trying to be a positive role model in kids' lives. I actually find that I enjoy that role more than what I realized I would. Like I said, I hadn't really taught before I started subbing. And my only experience with children before this, because I don't have kids of my own, was being a big brother and big brothers, big sisters. Yeah, I have had a couple high school girls like kind of flirt with me, that kind of thing, but it's no big deal. Just kind of shrug it off, laugh, you know, be lighthearted about it, but also know your boundaries. Would I recommend substitute teaching to people? I would, especially if you're in between jobs, but not on a long-term basis. I think it's good if you're wanting to go into teaching. It is a great experience, though. All right, and thanks. I believe we're done.